Today's podcast was recorded at the 2022 Green Industry Hype House in Tampa, Florida. This year's Hype House is sponsored by the Hardscape Academy and the Lawntrepreneur Academy. Caleb and Brittany Allman invite you to visit the hardscapeacademy.com, where you'll find on-demand video courses and workshops. It's educational training to help you optimize your time, resources, and make more money. LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com, started by Brian and Liz Fullerton, is dedicated to giving lawn care professionals all of the content and resources needed to reach more customers, grow your business, and be more successful. Enjoy today's podcast, and remember to check out both the Hardscape Academy and the LawnTrepreneur Academy.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys. And today we have another exciting guest interview down here from beautiful Tampa, Florida. We have none other than Jason Creel. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Good to see you again, Brian.
It's been a minute since we had you on the show, man. How you been?
I've been doing great. I've, winter time here, so winter weather in Alabama is a little more favorable than Michigan, so it's actually almost perfect. We're like in the 50s during the day, which is, I think, ideal for working conditions.
50s, 60s is actually really nice.
Yeah.
We get that in March or April, sometimes May, just depends.
Yeah.
Because we get about 2 months of summertime, and then it's back to fall. So it's just, summer goes like that over there in Michigan. But we're down here in beautiful Tampa, Florida, part of the 2022 Green Industry Hype House, where just a bunch of lawn care professionals, landscape professionals, construction professionals are getting together to just create collaborative content. We're just here to do some fun podcast interviews, YouTube videos. We've been doing live streams actually every night, and just trying to help you guys grow more successful lawn and landscape businesses. This whole house is actually brought to you guys from the Lawntrepreneur Academy and the Hardscape Academy. So shout out to those guys for sponsoring this event to have everybody come on down. Jason, let's do a little, we call it like the highlight reel, right? The 1 minute kind of snapshot. Who are you? Where you're from? A lot of folks know you, but new listeners always to the show, right?
Yeah.
So maybe get these guys up to speed about what you got going on.
All right, Jason Creel. I am from Trussville, Alabama, which is just north of Birmingham. Lifelong Alabamian.
Yeah.
Maybe picked up on that with my
Roll Tide
balanced accent I bring to the table. But
there you go.
And I run a weed control and fertilization company called Alabama Lawn Pros, and then I'm Lawn Care Life on YouTube is primarily where I do social media. But I'm just out spraying yards. Got married, got 4 kids, and busy, taking care of those.
Boys or girls?
3 girls and a boy.
That's awesome.
17 chickens.
Wow, you have 17 chickens?
Yes.
Holy cow, that's crazy. How do you manage it all?
The chickens are actually pretty self-managing. They're one of the greatest pets of all time.
Is that right?
Yeah, you just open the door, let them out. We free range them, so we open the coop in the morning. They go out, do their own thing, come back in at night. You go close the gate.
What do chickens do all day? They just peck around?
They peck around. They're bad for landscaping though, because a lot of people in the South use pine straw or mulch. And they take
it all.
Oh yeah,
mess it all up.
That's right.
Liz wants chickens, so stay away because she wants. I don't know. There's different types of chickens, I guess. And Brittany Allman is conspiring to bring a bunch of chickens to drop them off on our property.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so maybe we'll be chicken people. Maybe we'll make a little roadside like egg stand. Like $2 for a carton.
That's right.
Got to pay for the mortgage somehow, right?
That's right. Chickens are not a big money maker. I mean, now somebody's making money off chicken. Don't get me wrong, but for us homeowner type backyard chicken owners, it's like, and I know that we're not going to talk about chickens the whole time, but they basically pay for themselves. I mean, you're breaking even maybe.
You for the eggs, or do you slaughter them for the chicken?
Egg. No, we just eat the eggs. So I mean, but the cost of the food is basically the equivalent of the cost of eggs. But it's like if you enjoy it, fine. Yeah. And the eggs definitely do taste better than store-bought eggs.
Do you know what a citiate is, by the way? You ever heard that term before?
No.
I didn't either. Stanley Dirt Monkey called Keith Kalfas and I a bunch of citiots, which is a city idiot. So, because we're from the city to him, I'm like, I'm in the burbs. He called us idiots. So when you're talking about chickens, you're actually giving me a pretty good education here, because I don't think I've ever seen a bunch of free range chickens running around.
Yeah.
I'd probably actually be a little nervous, like shoot that thing or round it up or do whatever you do to put it back in the coop?
No, it's amazing that they like 10 minutes before dark, they go right back in there.
They just know.
They know exactly. You keep them in the coop for 2 or 3 days where they have their food and water, and after that,
you ever lose a chicken?
They get eaten. That's the problem. They said everybody likes chicken. Yeah. Everything eats chicken. So hawks, foxes, coyotes, raccoons, my Labrador Retriever. Everybody eats chicken. So
okay. I mean, and there's a bunch of ways to cook chicken: deep fry, white meat, dark meat.
Yeah, but I'm not. We're not eating nuggets. Our chicken. It's just. But I do eat eggs 6 days a week. So, but what else is going on besides chickens?
We're living the dream, man. We're just kind of, like I said, hanging down here in Tampa, and you and Tracy just got in, and I think there's overwhelming. I think we gave you a standing ovation when you guys all walked in because I think you are the house one of the favorite couples of the house for everybody to come on down and in. Tracy's always cooking food, and actually you were just literally cooking burger meat 2 minutes ago, and we're making some nachos here. But things are going good. Life is good. Business is good. We've got little baby Emmy that you guys saw, and a lot of new stuff, a lot of firsts. Getting baptized by fire, brother. It's been a blur.
Yeah.
You have 4 kids, you were saying? 3 girls,
we
1
have
boy.
4 kids. And I have this amazing ability. I'm not. This doesn't take this bustle, but the less people know about me, the more they like me. So I actually spent 6 months in another country, and I was way more popular there than I am back home. So so I think that's the issue here. Y'all think, wow, that Jason guy's really cool.
We just see you once a year.
That's right. It wears off pretty quickly, I can promise.
Well, maybe that's why so many people love and know Brian's All Maintenance, because they see me and hear me every friggin' day, right?
Yeah.
One of those odd deals. Maybe diminishing returns, right?
There you go.
In that case, the podcast is done, the channel's done. We're just we're gonna go home and count those YouTube millions, as everybody says, right? Jason, those YouTube millions, yours ever show up yet? Because someone's leaving a couple zeros off.
I think YouTube is what it is. You have to enjoy it. I mean, like I said, it is a way to make money. I look at it as basically a second business, and but you have to enjoy it. And it's kind of like my lawn business. I look at it every year. I get a little smarter at it, try to figure out how to make more money than I did the year before.
Yeah.
But I could go spray. If I didn't do YouTube, I could have a bigger, better lawn business. If I didn't do lawn business, I could have bigger, better YouTube. So I kind of like balancing both of them. But
it's rewarding. I know that's one of the reasons you do it.
Yeah.
You have quite a few people that you pour into that follow you. You're known kind of for, like you said, your contribution with fertilizing, turf treatments and whatnot. Now, did you always have a fertilizer side of your company, or were you always looking to start one? Because I think you started mostly in maintenance, correct?
Yeah, I was doing maintenance. So we probably got started about the same time. I think my first business I started 2007, and so I might have formed the business 2007. Probably got going in 2008. So
sure.
And I was mowing. I just wanted to start a business, and mowing was about the easiest thing I could think of.
Sure.
It was, and so anyway, that went fairly well. 5 years into it, somebody approached me about buying it, and I'm one of those people that just most everything I have is for sale for a price. So, so I sold it, but I kept a small portion. I kept that going for 2 more years. Then we moved, and I sold that portion. Now I started my third company, but during the first 2 companies, I had a good friend who had a huge spray business, or he was a manager. So when I moved, he had moved, we had both moved, we kind of lost touch. I called him up, and I was actually looking at possibly buying into some franchise in a totally unrelated industry.
Okay.
And he said, well, I can't help you with that. But I said, the other option is I'm thinking about getting into the spraying side of things. And he said, I can definitely help you with that. So that's what happened.
What's the allure to spraying for you? Because you've done the mowing, you've done the landscaping, you've done the fur, you've done a little bit of all of it. And you're humble, and you're a great storyteller. You keep it light. You have some great jokes. You're actually one of the funniest people I know. And I'm not just saying that. So I'm always like, you got to let Jason go for about an hour, then he kind of warms up, because your energy level per Stanley Dirt Monkey is like a solid 4.5, right?
Yeah,
is that
he told he said, you don't have to be a 10, but if you could get it to a 7, you'd be unbelievable.
I told that story once, I don't know, a couple months back in a podcast, and I was like, no disrespect, of course, to Jason. I said, so I was telling the story of you guys driving back to the airport, right? And you're like, hey, Stan, is there anything I can do different about my speech? And he's like, maybe just bump it up a notch.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
you're like, I did. I normally I'm a 4, and I did 4.5. And Stanley probably face palmed, and he's like, all right.
Yeah, that's right. But he didn't know I was hyped up, man. That was like me on 4 Red Bulls.
Yeah. We got you a couple of Bang energy drinks to get that out of you.
That's right.
Then you probably like collapse for the next week to recover.
Yeah.
My mom still talks about your speech, bro. She's like your biggest fan. She's
I
like,
don't even remember what I said, but I did have a great time though. That was for sure.
You were talking furt, and then just making football analogies, and how half the state hates this person, the other half hates this other guy, and a lot of funny jokes. But well, what's the allure for fertilizer and turf treatments? A lot of these guys, myself included, a lot of us are maintenance guys. We're doing some landscaping. I consider fertilizer all the time. I really do. I'm familiar with it. I used to do it back in the day at True Green. I don't have my license or anything like that. I'm sure it'd take a small time commitment to get that. But once you get it, you're just kind of got to keep up on it and get your CEPs in, right? So what's the allure for some of these guys that maybe they have 100, 200 customers and they want to increase their revenue? They're looking at FERT. What would you tell those guys, or what made you make the jump into doing treatments?
Yeah, and one thing I try to apologize to mowing people. I'm not anti-mowing by any means, and you don't have to quit mowing grass to start spraying chemicals. Now you can, but I did both for a little bit, and I think if you are going to do both, your goal, in my opinion, should be to get that as 2 separate divisions. Even if you have it's just 2 people in the business at some point have like the spray guy and the maintenance crew or whatever, because it's hard to be a solo guy and say on Mondays and Thursdays I'm spraying, on the rest of the days I'm mowing. That's just, it's
a lot.
It's a pain, and it's
lots
like,
to juggle.
Yeah. And to me, personally, I don't think it's worth getting into if you're not going to have very many customers. Like, I wouldn't go get licensed and all the continuing education and all the knowledge you have to go do 30 more yards, because 30 yards spraying is nothing. Where 30 yards mowing, you can almost make something off of that. But 30 yards mowing spraying is a day and a half. Yeah. And then you're only going there. I'm doing 7 apps a year up north. A lot of times they're doing 5 or 6.
At most.
Because it's a shorter season. So, but for me, so it was a couple of things. One, when I started mowing and spraying, and I do the same yard, and I do the mowing, and it took me 45 minutes. I'd charge them $55 or something, and then I go spray that same yard and charge them $65. And it took me 8 minutes. Right. And I was like, you can knock out. I'm doing consistently 25 yards solo and generating over $1,000 in revenue, so that's good, the money. But then it kind of solved the winter income problem for me. So we don't do the snow plowing and all that in the South. Sure. And we're not so far south like in Florida where it's like 12-month mowing. You get occasionally some 12-month contracts, but it pretty much fixed the winter income, because it literally is 12 months year round. It never stops for what we do. Yeah, absolutely. And back in the day working at True Green for myself, we were doing 6 and 7 apps. They would round out with like extra services in there. I remember gypsum applications and some lime or whatever, and some merit, grub control, all that. So your 7 or 8 apps was like, really 11, 12, 13 services. If you got the horticulture, the plants and the shrubs, it was like a whole nother 6 or 7 rounds. So there's a lot of service that you can do. And man, I remember back in the day working at True Green, I think we were doing, like you said, probably 25, 30 stops a day. I think I was doing like 30, 32 stops. Yeah. Probably a lot smaller lawns up north, subdivision, homes. But we would bang out 6, 7, 8 of them in a row, just take the FERT spreader. And this was actually even back before the stand-on ones. Do you use the stand-on spreaders now? Yeah, I've got stand-on spreader sprayers. Yeah, we were just using the green, like Lesco's, and pushing those things up, and you're dumping the FERT bag in there, and it weighs 80 pounds, and then you do the backyard, and then it runs out, and you got to go get more, and all that stupid stuff, But I was like, I remember all the time back in the day, I'm like, I just ripped off, $300 in invoices in an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm getting paid like $12.50 an hour. Yeah. And I'm just like, what is going on here, I worked for big national pest control company for a brief stint. I won't mention, but similar deal. I was making $10 an hour, and I was sitting there. I'd see the invoice. I was like, we just did a termite treatment, charging $1,500, and I'm sitting here and I got $10 an hour to do it. I'm like, this is crazy. But you're right. The point, like, if you're knocking out 25 to 30 yards a day, even if they're $40 yards, that's what they were. That adds up, man. That's a lot of money. And if you do that every single day you go out there and like $1,000. What I tell people is if you say I'm like, it's someone's personality. Like I'm solo micromanager type and think nobody can do it as good as me kind of thing. I mean, I'm not proud of that. I'm just saying I just kind of embrace that I don't trust people to run my business.
No problem.
So, but some people are not like that. But if that is you and you want to be in control of everything, you can make way more being in control of spraying all the time than mowing. If I went out there and mowed and just set the world on fire, I might make $400 a day, and about near kill myself, Yeah. But I'm not going to make $1,000 a day mowing year round.
Right. Do you feel like the margins, based on your experience, are better for the fert than the mowing, typically speaking?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this yesterday. I said I've got a nice spray rig, 400-gallon split tank.
It's like a 300, 100 or 400?
Yeah, 300, 100, and it's by Graham Spray Equipment, and it's
those guys are great. By the way,
7 years old or so, and I haven't had any issues with it basically whatsoever. So the maintenance is almost nothing. But anyway, it's like 11, 12,000. You can get one. It's like a zero-turn mower. You can get 11, 12,000 zero-turn mower, or you can go get a $3,000 or $4,000 zero-turn.
Okay.
Well, I got the nice one because I think I'm doing this. I'm not looking back.
Yeah.
So. And people whine about that when I tell them what it costs. I'm like, I told them yesterday, I said, I wouldn't be surprised off of that one piece of equipment if I make $1 million.
Wow.
Now, find me a lawnmower that you're going to make $1 million with. No. And again, I'm not anti-mowing. I'm just saying it's a Honda engine, a fiberglass tank, and a pump and a hose. I mean, it's almost no maintenance on it.
Yeah.
And I got 2 or 3 grease fittings I had to hit when I think about it.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's crazy your ROI on the piece of equipment.
I dig it. And do you do down in the South, or at least in Alabama, do you guys do aerations at all?
Not much. Some people do. Bermuda grass, what we most have, will pretty much grow in the crack of a sidewalk. So it's not like it's like needs just perfect soil.
Okay.
But some people do. I have a guy that's pretty much all he does, and so I just sub everything out to him for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Back at home, folks do fertilization, aeration, like I said, some of the other services, and there's so many folks that, like you said, they'll do an aeration, an overseed, and then like a starter round of fertilizer or something like that. Whatever it is, $200, $300, $400, $600, whatever, right? Depending on the property. And they're there for, an hour and a half, not even maybe. And it's just crazy the amount of money you can make if you get educated, you learn a couple things. Mowing is very, I think you said earlier, like it's very entry, and it's not a put down either. It's just, it's not that complicated to do. Although to my chagrin and surprise, a lot of people still mess it up. But you know what? The next level up, I usually see people kind of graduate, right, to 2 different categories in my observation. One's hardscaping and retaining walls and brick pavers and that fun stuff. And the other side is the turf treatments, the fertilization. Have you ever considered like hardscaping at all and going that route back in the day when you were at the fork in the road, or what?
Not really, and I think not that I wouldn't love to know how to do it. I think again it goes right to your personality, who you are. Like I look at the chemical stuff. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to drink chemicals or anything like that, but
that's
take precautions. Yeah, but the chemicals, the knowledge, doing the math, understanding the chemistry, that stuff doesn't intimidate me. Getting on them bobcat and trying to scrape out somebody's yard and all, that is intimidating. Not that I like equipment.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm just not think I would be as comfortable doing that. So where some people hop on a piece of machine, they don't even just start messing with handles, and all 10 minutes later they're out there running the thing.
Right.
But the idea of like doing a simple equation on their phone to know how much of a chemical to put in. Yeah. I'm saying for the chemical side,
sure.
They sit there, I don't know how you figure out how many 1,000 square feet it is. How do I convert that to acreage? And then I need to put 2 pints of this per acre in my tank. And I got 2, and they get they're back in 8th grade math and they're just about in the corner.
I'm kind of having PTSD. You said that a lot. I'm like, man, this is A squared B squared cosine tangent. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I vividly remember being inside. TruGreen had this huge warehouse, and it's the national fertilizer company I used to work at. And they had this huge warehouse. They had I was driving the Hippos, the big tanks. They're probably 400 gallon tanks, but maybe even bigger. But these were big tree trucks, big fir trucks. And I just remember you had to like kind of climb on top of these things. And I'm inside and take a little white plastic lid off, and I'm dumping like not a beaker. What is it? Like a just the the pouring,
yeah,
whatever.
It's like a tip and pour jug, or you got this measuring cups and stuff.
I got the measuring cup. So, and then I just remember the guy one time, I was loading something up. He's like, "Hey, don't let that get on you." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, that'll like stain or burn or whatever." Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, that one." And then like the next one he hands me or whatever shortly thereafter, or maybe another day, he's like, "Yeah, that'll." He goes, "That one, that's really poisonous. You can't even use that in California or whatever." You know? And I was like, "What?" And I just was like, I mean, like, look, dude, I'm 20. I mean, I don't know, 18, 19, 20, and I'm like, "What am I doing with these?" They were really intimidating to me, and so I kind of like decided like, "Hey, I appreciated the job. I really didn't dislike what I was doing. It's just I just personally was like, I just don't know what these things are, all these chemicals are about. You open up these tanker trucks that have been sitting overnight in the summer, and like you just almost pass out because of the the fur plume gets you. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be like growing a third arm here one day, or the fish out back, or Blinky, from The Simpsons. So I don't know. Has that stuff ever intimidated you, or is it just am I just ignorant? To be fair as well,
I'm not saying it never crossed my mind. I mean, even if I read my YouTube comments, about once a month I get somebody that tells me I'm going to get cancer and die and all this. I'm like, I appreciate that, man. So, but
I get the same thing about the Tesla with like the EV and the magnetic field, and I'm like, they're like, your balls are going to get cancer, and I'm like, geez, old Pete, it's like, give me a break,
So I get that. I mean, there's two sides. I mean, the one, there's some people that give the industry a bad rap, and you see the stuff that gets on the news, and it's, some of it is common sense. Like people go out and they spray some kind of insecticide to try to kill some insect, but they do it when all the flowers are blooming and there are honeybees everywhere, and they kill 5,000 bees in the parking lot of Walmart. And that gets on the news, but that's because they're being an idiot. But the same side, you do want to take it serious. You do read the labels. I wear, Alabama's 98 degrees in the summer and super humidity. I'm out there with long sleeve shirt, rubber gloves, rubber boots, long pants. So, just take precautions just for yourself, but also just following the law and, using some common sense.
That was one of the things I call it my Baywatch moment when there was these two guys mowing grass. They're in basketball shorts, t-shirt, cut off tee probably back in the day, and they're like 19-year-old kids. I was 19. I'm in this tanker truck wearing the full PPE, right? The rubber gloves, the rubber boots, the full pants. Have my little name on the long sleeve shirt because they were a service master, right? And I'm in the Rhino. It's 90 degrees, no air conditioning in those trucks because that's money for those guys. And I just remember these guys across the street. They're mowing grass, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm making $11.55 an hour. They just cut that lawn probably for $25 back in the day. I'm thinking to myself, I cut grass when I was 10, 12, 13 years old. And I'm like, how hard could it be as an adult? And that I literally call that like my Baywatch moment, because I'm like, these guys, I think they like moved in slow motion. Somebody threw a Gatorade back and like the sweat came off his brow, something like that. Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing in this tanker truck? So I don't know. I just remember like I kind of like those two pivotal moments in my career was like, one was the guy was like, don't let that get on you. And I'm like, all right, I don't need to be around this stuff anymore. And then the second one, I was just me sweating out for, 11, I think had then finally graduated to like $11.55 an hour because, it was the second year. Yeah. And I was big time, obviously. And it was $11.55 an hour. And I'm like, these guys are getting paid $25 in 15 minutes. And I'm like, what am I doing here? So I literally went out and bought an Exmark Viking mower shortly thereafter, a couple weeks later, maybe at the most. And I was into the mowing business, brother.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame you. I think there's some definite advantages to mowing. When I try to be fair and balanced, I talk about the pros on that. And one, if you're intimidated by the idea of having several hundred customers, then mowing, you can get 50 customers in a year, and you're kind of doing okay. Pretty much busy year round. Yeah, you can make it.
Yeah.
Spraying 50 customers is kind of laughable. It's like, what are you gonna do when you finish that on the weekend? Because you got the next 6 weeks off, and you're doing nothing. So,
how many customers do you need for like a quality? Make 50, 80 grand off the business, 400 or 500 customers at least?
No, you wouldn't need that. I mean, I'd say 250 maybe. And again, that's going to depend a lot on the size and all that. But
yeah,
like I was up to about 480 a couple years ago, and I downsized. So I'm at like 300, which is a very comfortable number with me, and still having time to do social media and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now, I can do more than 300. I could probably handle 450 by myself, small ones, but I'd be working all the time kind of thing.
Yeah, it'd be like a 7 to 5 every day.
Yeah, but so don't get into spraying unless you like want to really get enough customers to make it worth your while. And that's intimidating, not just the chemical side and understand the math, but the idea of trying to get 450 customers or 300 customers, 250 customers, that can sound very intimidating. And honestly, it took me like 3 years to fill up my route. So, I mean, it wasn't like first year I got 300 customers, and it's not, you're not going to make a whole lot of money until you get hundreds of customers. But I figured out, I was like, if I make $1,000 a day, and it only lasted a week because I got all my yard stuff, but I'm like, if I could fill it up to where that was the whole year round, I said, man, that would be pretty cool. So,
I like it. I tell folks all the time, I mean, back at home, we're always trying to make more money and grow revenue, right? For me, I think simply just talking out loud, like, and this is our plan for 2022, is aerations and overseeds, as well as doing mulch. We have the mulch force, the Toro, grandstand with the mulch bucket. We have the cart mates, and then we have we have our own stand on aerator. Great way for me to make 20, 30, 50 extra $1,000. That's my plan for 2022. But another thing too is like from the Real Green or Steel Green, whatever manufacturing, they got a stand on sprayer. Site One's got them. Exmark's got them. Let's Go maybe, which is Site One. There's a lot of these stand on sprayers, and I'm like, if I ever wanted to go horizontal and go into fert, even for just my commercial properties or whatever, it's always a possibility. But then again, I always tell folks like, major in certain things and then sub out the rest. Like, we've got a great subcontractor for our salting who also does our fertilizing, and he's got all the gear, all the garb, all the knowledge. And so I'm like, why, like you said, dabble in there to get 20 customers that's barely going to pay for the whole operation when we got a great subcontractor tackling all this stuff. So it's always one of the things, like, it might sound good, but there might be less of things you can adopt that have a less of an investment to make more money.
Yeah, well, I think you said it for your own business. You don't have to get in weed control fertilization. Like I said, I don't care what people do. I say what I tell people my story, and like, this works for me, but it may not for you. But
that's weird because you're wearing a shirt right now that says "Fert or Die." No,
that's right. Well, but I'm saying for your business, you said, hey. You still look at it. I've got a lawn maintenance business. What can I do to be more profitable? And so you might just say, I'm just going to mow, but I'm going to try to target more profitable accounts. Or for you say, hey, I can do, without having to go buy a whole bunch more equipment, I can do mulching jobs that maybe are a little bit more profitable.
Yep.
And, what else did you say you were doing?
Aeration.
Aeration. So,
yes, sir.
And you don't have to have a license for that or anything. So you go do that, and that is extremely profitable. So with no extra license, no extra training, I mean, just don't flag the sprinkler heads before you start. I mean,
and the Comcast line.
Okay.
Because, man, like, you take somebody's internet out in 2022, and they'll text you. They'll let you know. Like, the world ends because Netflix or their work, right, for their corporate job if they're working from home, like everybody is in 2022. One quick thing here. We'll probably button this up. We got some pizzas that just came in, and I'm a sucker for food and lunch. But question for you with the FERT Academy. You have a great training program and resource there. There's no pitch here. Jason didn't ask me to plug it, but I think education, quality education is huge. And if you can learn from somebody who's doing it, somebody who's got the resources for it, you don't necessarily have to spend tens of thousands of dollars in a traditional environment for it, then to me that's valuable. You are just cutting down all the just hacking away through, creating your own lane with the FERT resources that you're putting out. And I think it's really, really cool. I point people to you all the time. I'm like, you got to call Jason, bug Jason, email Jason, DM Jason, Instagram Jason, comment on his YouTube video, Jason. Brian said, just catch up with Jason because you're one of my go-to guys, you and John Pajak. And then, I know if you're in Michigan, like, reach out to my guy, Mike Bedell. He's just super smart. So give us like the 30-second elevator speech. What's the FERT Academy, whatever you guys call it all?
Yeah.
And, what do you got going on there?
Yeah. So my website is lawncarelife.com. That's my flagship product, I guess you'd say, is the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy. And so, it's really, and I'm trying to talk you out of it before I talk you into it. But ideally, you find somebody in your area who will mentor you, who knows your grass types, your weeds, your everything, because it is regional. But you can't find that. And mine mostly warm season grass, so Bermuda, zoysia, centipede, St. Augustine.
Okay.
But we'd go through. Basically, it would be somebody that's wanting to get into that, and they need to know the program, what I spray. I tell people it's like learn a foreign language. At first, you just need somebody to tell you what to do. Just go do it.
Yeah.
But as you become immersed in that culture, it begins to make sense. You understand it. So, we try to put everything I could is what you need to know to start a weed control fertilization. So somebody that's starting. Now, if you say, I've been in it 10 years and I just want to, it's probably not the program for you. Okay. But if you've been mowing grass and you're in the South, you deal with warm season grasses, and you want to get into spraying, to me, it's a worthwhile investment.
Outside of your YouTube channel, which is also a plethora of knowledge.
Yeah, that's free resource. You probably get these comments on YouTube where people are like, I'm starting a lawn business next year. What you have any advice? And I was like, man, there's like hundreds and hundreds of videos. Just go watch all them and then come back with, please, a little bit more specific question.
Basically, I'm like, well, we have 800 videos, 300 podcasts, 3,000 Instagram posts. Got a couple things I might have to suggest.
Yeah.
So
or people get mad at you because you made money off of something. You're like, I put out a zillion hours of content that was for free. And
and I said the same thing. I'm like, all the content on Law Entrepreneur Academy is literally, besides maybe the contracts and resources, they're all literally the same. Not the same videos actually. They're the same content on YouTube, but you have to sift through it all, and you have to you have to watch 30 videos when on the training programs it's 3 videos.
Yeah.
It's not the, hey guys, welcome to the jungle. It's Brian here. Brian's all maintenance, all that fun stuff. It's just like, all right, guys, get your pen and paper out. Office video, whiteboard. Let's talk numbers. We rock and roll. So that's kind of the benefit of those. How much is the program and the resource up at?
Yeah, that one is $397. So that and I've got all these documents and programs and all this stuff I use. Mosquito Academy and all this. It comes with all of that. So, but then if you just want like the actual documents, like, hey, what's my 7-step program on a Bermuda lawn?
Yeah.
Then you buy this $47 package, which is just the documents. But if you want the videos and all that, it's the $397. It comes with
there's
it.
More.
That's right. That's right.
Well, good for you. I in all sincerity, I talk all the time. Britt Dowd. I wanted to mention Britt Dowd. I sent a lot of folks to Britt. He's in a different region and probably a little bit of the transition, but probably cool season grasses over there, I would imagine. But I send folks to you, Britt, Mike, John. You guys are my FERT people that are genuine. You guys are giving content back. You guys are helping people out. So I'm always happy to have you on the podcast. I'm always happy to catch up with you, see how you guys are going, what you got going on, and how you guys are doing. Any life updates? You and Tracy? Anything new, exciting? Did you buy a Corvette or something yet? Or what?
We were out, we rented a house last year, and I was out of my house for 10 months.
You did the renovation.
We finished that, and that I didn't realize how great it is to be back home. And I even my business, like I cleaned up my business, and I've got like the super tightest route now. And I mean, I'm working like 8:30 to 3:30.
Yeah.
And some days get $1,500 in revenue from 8:30 to 3:30. Coming home for lunch,
Yeah.
I probably have 80% of my lawns within 5 miles of my house.
Wow.
So I mean, and I'm not in a big city, so 5 miles is 5 minutes or so. But anyway, it's just. I think I guess I'm getting old, Brian, but quality of life has become more important to me, and so being real selective who I take on as a new customer, because I really like where I'm at with my business right now.
Sure.
And don't want to screw that up.
That's awesome. How old are you, by the way?
I just turned 41.
That's awesome, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, you don't look a day over 37. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there we go. I'll tell you what, I've you know how people say, I'll wrap this up, but how people talk about building a house and they want a one-level house because they think they're getting on. I'm going for one-level lawns. I'm going for 3,000 square feet with one little tree in the middle that's flat. So that when they call me with that big hill on the side of a mountain, I said no. I don't even. I not even give them a high price in case they say. I'm like, I don't even give them a price. I'm not interested.
We're in the same boat with our snow clients. If it's too complicated, I'm like, it's just not a good fit. Mowing clients, if you got a pool or a trampoline, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? And we're just cherry picking at this point. Thank God that we have the ability to do that. But those are all more conversations for other times on other podcasts. But I'm excited for you guys. And by the way, the build the whole first floor thing, that's like the house that we want to build. Our master, bedroom and all that mess is on the first floor, because I'm like, I ain't going upstairs. I did the apartment thing. We were on a 3rd floor apartment. I walked enough flights of stairs for eternity. Okay, like I'm done with that. The current apartment condo thing that we have now has got 1 flight of stairs, and I already hate that. So I told Liz, I'm like, make this house 5,000 square feet, but it's all on one level. I don't care what you do. I'm not doing stairs anymore. So I can totally relate with you on that. But good for you guys with finishing up the house. We'll button it up right here. Where can people find you? And then also, by the way, thanks again for joining us on the podcast.
Oh yeah, well, appreciate you having us at the Hype House. I tell people we've been trying to, if you're in the mowing business, go to Entrepreneur Academy, and of course the Hardscape Academy for the hardscape. I'm thinking about actually buying Brian's. Not Brian. I know how to mow grass, but Caleb's.
Darn it,
Caleb's Hardscape.
You can buy it anyway. Built a house, can't buy my equipment. No, I was kidding.
I'm sorry. I think I want to build.
You can just PayPal me $20. You know
I want to build me a backyard patio. I feel like that's just like life accomplishment. But no, I'm awesome. Lawn Care Life on YouTube, lawncarelife.com for my resources.
Awesome, man. And are you on Instagram too?
Yeah, sort of. If somebody tells me what button to push to post something, but it's the Lawn Care Life on Instagram.
We got B&B over here. He's the peanut gallery also laughing with me, and we're like, man, Jason, you're slaying it, brother, for 41, kicking butt, taking names. You're doing it right.
I'm doing what I can.
Awesome, man. Well, this guy's actually one of the funniest people I know, for real. We need to get you into another public speaking environment because your jokes were hilarious. You do a great job. Thanks for bringing the energy to like a 5.5 on this show. I'm going to send this one over to Stanley Dirt Monkey. He'd be proud of you.
I'll take a nap after this.
All right, guys. Well, over and out here from the 2022 Green Industry Hype House, brought to you by Hardscape Academy, Entrepreneur Academy. And by the way, check out all the live streams, all the podcasts from B&B to the Almonds to John Pajak to LCR Media. So many people are here just covering the event and just having a great time pouring into the community. And hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. If you guys want to reciprocate, check out those websites. And if you need some documents or resources, we got you, including Jason's as well. A great plug there for the Fertilizer Academy and all of his awesome resources. So, guys, we'll button it up right here, over and out from the 2022 Green Industry Hype House down in beautiful Sarasota, Siesta Key, Florida. Look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.
You hear me all the time touting the benefits of the Lawntrepreneur Academy. Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and it seems like the word is really getting out about Brian's training and resources site. For example, Alexa, I need to learn how to make more money in lawn care. What do I do?
Hi, Marty. The answer is lawntrepreneur.academy.com.
Hey, Google, my favorite gal says I need to learn the business side of the lawn care business. How can I best do that?
The answer is lawntrepreneur.academy.com.
Hey, Siri, you're always spying on me. You heard my questions. What would you do?
If I wanted to cut grass and make cash, I would visit lawntrepreneur.academy.com.
Well, it's unanimous. Even artificial intelligence knows that lawntrepreneur.academy.com is the answer to the question.
Marty, I thought I was your favorite gal. What the hell else going on?
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production. Hey, a little treat for you today. Some bonus content from the Brian's Lawn Maintenance YouTube channel.
There it goes. It's like mowing a yard that need to be mowed.
We call that oddly satisfying.
That is satisfying.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. All right, special video for you guys today. This one's a little bit different. Check this out. We're over here at Postcard Mania over here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. And this is going to be a different video. We're going to go on a little marketing tour here today. We've got Samantha Held, my tour guy. How's it going, girl?
Good. How are you?
Good. So a lot of you guys know and love Postcard Mania, and you guys know from lawntrepreneur.academy.com, we have the postcard designs that you guys can purchase and then take over to Postcard Mania to print and even get some customization for your business and to make them personal to your business. So the postcard marketing is one of the best ways to get new customers. I love it. I'm a believer. And so we partnered up with Postcard Mania just over 12 months ago, and they happen to be right here in beautiful Tampa, Florida, while we're down here with the Green Industry Hype House. So if you guys want to see the whole operation behind the scenes and get to meet Samantha and her team, that's what we're going to show you guys right here, right now. Let's check it out.
Make the ground shake.
All right, guys. So Samantha, do you want to give us the grand tour of this place? Because this place is huge. We just did a quick soft look little tour through here, but this place is way bigger than I thought. All right,
Yes.
so take it away, girl. What do we got?
Awesome. Okay, so when you first walk in, what you're gonna see is our huge entryway. If you wanna come on down
Yes.
here. We have about 320 staff.
Okay.
And we have 3 buildings, so we've got quite a large campus. This is our main area where we hang out. We've got a cafe. We do yoga twice a week. We've got all sorts of cool perks, and everything for our staff just to make them feel super welcome and comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. Here we've got our sales team as well as our account managers. So anytime that you guys are calling in and talking to somebody, you're going to talk with a marketing consultant or an account manager once you actually get your job going.
Okay.
And they're going to be the one that is going to be helping you with the proof, with getting your approval on the mailing list, and getting everything scheduled to mail out.
Okay.
Yep.
This place is a lot bigger than I thought.
Yes, it's huge.
All
so
right.
we'll go on upstairs here.
Okay. Now, give me a quick little rundown of the company or the history. So you guys have been doing this for a little while now.
Yeah, we actually opened the company in 1998, so we've been in business for a long time now. Joy Jandusa, the owner of Postcard Mania, she started out of her house. She didn't have any printing presses or anything. She started with graphic design, and she's grown the company for a long time now. She's still the sole owner, and we've got, like I said, 320 staff here, and we own 3 buildings with a huge campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So if you guys need postcards or you guys need print or mailers or EDDM campaigns or even websites, you guys kind of do it all.
We do everything, and it's all done here in-house, which is why we need so many staff, because we do handle literally everything. The great thing is that everybody is here in one building, so the nice thing is that we have great communication between every single one of our departments, so no matter what type of product you're getting, you're going to be dealing with somebody that can literally walk over to somebody's desk and talk to them, so we don't outsource anything.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got going on up here? This is a whole other section of the building.
Yes, so up here we also have more of our sales team and our account managers. So we have a lot of staff because we have a lot of people calling in. We probably get thousands of calls every single week.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy cow.
We do have this team here, which I think is very important. They're our lead activation team. So if you are on the website and you request more information, one of these guys are going to be giving you a call within just a couple of minutes of you requesting information. So we do want to get you on the phone right away so we can help answer your questions and find out more about what you're looking to do.
Awesome. And so with our campaigns that we have with our designs, if you buy them on our website, you get the email, the phone number. Is that this team or do we have another team for that?
You do have another team for that.
Oh, okay.
These guys are here just to make sure that we can get you on the phone right away and help you with any questions.
Okay.
But we do have a marketing consultant that you would deal with directly, who would be the one that would be helping you with everything for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
So come on through here.
Yes.
This is Bree. Bree, say hi.
Hi, Bree. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
It's good seeing you. Yes.
Good. She is one of our account managers, and she would be somebody that you would be dealing with after you get your order going, and she would be helping you get the proof approval, like I said, helping schedule the mailings and getting everything out for you. She'd be your go-to person if you have any questions at all.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Bree. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, really quick, we're here with B&B Lawn Care.
How's it going?
Doing good, brother. You wanted to come with and hang out, and what's your honest assessment of this place so far?
This is impressive. I was expecting like a little shop, and it's a campus, man.
This is a huge outfit. So
cool.
When we partnered with Postcard Mania, like I keep telling people, you guys are one of the best, if not the best, and this is pretty impressive stuff. So
thank you.
You guys got it going on.
Appreciate it.
All right. So when people call in from buying the postcard design, we have a dedicated team.
Yep, exactly. So your dedicated team is my team.
Okay.
This is our corporate sales department. And we've got Kristen here. She's one of your marketing consultants.
Hi, everybody.
Hannah, who's also one of your marketing consultants. So if you call in and have questions on strategy and what you're looking to do, they're going to be your go-to girls to ask them any questions, get pricing. They can go over the designs that you've purchased from Brian and be able to set up the whole campaign for you.
That's awesome.
We also have Nicole as well. So just like Bree, she's one of our account managers that after you place your order, then she'll be the one that helps get everything executed and done.
Awesome. Thank you. Super appreciate that. We were just joking earlier. It's like, blink if you're in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. There you go. That's awesome. Nice meeting you guys. Thank you.
Nice meeting you
That's awesome. So when people call up from, they get a lead and then they want to start making some postcards, right? How long does that whole process take? What does that look like? Do you guys print them all up in-house, or do you guys send that off to somebody else? How does that work?
We do everything in-house, so we have all of our printing operations here.
Okay.
I would say from start to finish, because we already have the designs done and they're purchased through Brian and we're just customizing details, the design information does go much faster. It takes a couple days for us to get everything approved.
Sure.
And then it's about 6 business days to print. So it's very fast and we should be able to get something out within about 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do me a quick favor. So for some of the folks that don't know, we have our own website, our own, like, what we call it, landing page.
Yep.
So if folks do buy the postcard designs and they want to take their postcard marketing to the next level,
Yep.
Where do they go if they want to tag up with our designs, Entrepreneur Academy, to get the first art file, the PDF
Yep.
art file? Then they take that over to you guys, and then what happens from there?
So from there, if you wanted to go and check out the landing page, you can go and do that at postcardmania.com/Brian. Now, if you go there, you're going to be able to see some of the special rates that we've worked out with Brian. We've worked out some special discounts for you guys, and you can see some of the packages that we offer. Then you would call in, you'd speak with Hannah or Kristen, and they would be the person that you would talk to find out, what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve. Is this for a spring campaign? Is it snow plowing? Is it summer? Mulch, cleanup, whatever it is. They'll help you with all of that. And once you guys get everything started, you'd place your order, and then you would work with Nicole or Bree.
Sure.
And they would help execute the design for you, get everything customized. You can change an offer on there if you wanted to update a picture or change a line. They can do all of those things for you. Add your logo, your contact information, and any of that.
Yeah.
And then once you approve it, it goes off to our printing press, and that's where the magic happens. And we print up all your cards, we get everything ready, and it's out the door to the post office.
That's awesome.
Got laser beams on the cutter and everything.
Wow.
So when I try to cut it, if I take my fingers off, it'll stop, see?
Okay.
There it goes.
Oh.
So satisfying.
Wow.
It's like mowing a yard that need to be mowed, right?
Hey, we mow grass for a living.
Dude, no way.
Yeah, swear to God. So,
Really?
And we call that oddly satisfying.
That is satisfying. I know, I like doing it.
All right, guys, so we're over here in the whole print shop, factory, the warehouse, a bunch of great stuff going on. We're just gonna get interjected into the whole video, but you had just said something really, really cool about customer service. So one more time.
So we had one of Brian's Lawns referrals, and unfortunately we shipped out 6,000 cards, and FedEx possibly lost the box of 3,000 of them. We honestly don't know where they are. And Nicole, our account manager, she's amazing, and she spoke with our quality control team. She's having 3,000 of those postcards reprinted, super rushed, shipped out, so then that way he gets his full 6,000 card order.
That's really cool. We were just talking about, like, we don't want to rub our brand against somebody who's not going to keep the standard.
Yep.
And when you said that story, I'm like, that's really, really cool. So you guys stand behind what you're doing.
Absolutely, and customer service is super important for us, and we know that you guys are trying to grow your businesses, so we want to help in any way that we can.
That's awesome. All right, well, let's snap our fingers. We'll go back to the shop. Well, guys, I got to tell you what, this is a special treat being down here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Like we were saying earlier, we're down here for the 2022 Green Industry Hype House, brought to you by the Hardscape Academy and Entrepreneur Academy. We're trying to create some fun content to help you guys grow a more successful lawn and landscaping business. And I told Samantha, I said, wait a minute, I think you guys are in Tampa. Do you mind if we do a quick shop tour, print shop, factory tour, whatever we call this thing? It's really, really cool. And like B&B was saying just a couple minutes ago, this place is huge. You guys have a couple hundred folks here that is a team to help you guys grow. So if you guys want postcards, you guys want quality designs, you guys want stuff that you know is going to work, it's effective, you guys have been doing this morning, day and night, eat, sleep, breathe, postcards and marketing.
Yep, you got it.
That's
for
awesome.
Like the last 24 years.
That's so cool. All right, guys. Well, here, we're just going to button it up right here. If you guys enjoy the video, do us a big thumbs up. If you got questions about postcard marketing, we did a couple podcasts actually with Samantha. So we'll make sure to leave those in the description down below. Those are on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Samantha actually did one. I think it was like 10 best practices for your postcard design.
Yeah.
That was a really fun one. Actually, I hit record. She took it away for about a half hour, and then all I had to do was hit stop. She rolled on it. This girl is very, very smart. All right. So if you want to learn how to be more effective with your marketing, we'll leave that podcast link in the description down below. If you want to get the actual PDF art file, the reason I linked up with these guys was we made postcards that are effective, they're a proven design, they're simple, they're niched down, but they're not too specific where you're gonna get pigeonholed offering a service that you can't do. All right, so what you do is you go to launchpreneuracademy.com, you can buy the art file, I think we have them for 75 bucks, and then what you do is you email Samantha and her team, take the art file to them, and then two things. One, they can help print them up, and then two, to earn the print business, you guys offer free edits.
Yep.
Free edits on the design, all right? So maybe there's a service you don't offer or you wanted to add your own photos, they can do that for you, all right? So great partnership here. A lot of folks calling in.
Yep,
a lot of folks are calling in. So if you guys want to get some quality postcards, get them printed up, do EDM campaigns and all that fun stuff, this is your girl, all right? So Samantha, super appreciate the time. Thank you for everything that you guys are doing. And any final words?
Don't be the last to do it. You guys should start and get your marketing going. We make it super, super easy.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, we'll leave all their info in the description down below. If you guys enjoyed the video and the quick tour here, do us a big solid with a big thumbs up. We appreciate it. Look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next video.